Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Bill Capuzzi. He's the CEO of Apex Clearing. We're going to take a look at the first quarter Apex Millennial 100 survey. And guess what? The top 5 holdings for millennials are still Nasdaq 100 stocks. Bill, it's great to have you with us. Thanks as always for joining me on Trade Talks, and give us a high-level overview of the survey.
Yeah, first, Jill, thanks. It's great to talk to you again. So look, the survey is based upon, so first of all, Apex is a custodian. We're a fintech custodian, and we cater towards the more sort of digital native fintech providers out there. So think Stash, think SoFi, think firms like that are catering to the younger, more fintech type of providers. And the survey effectively looks, and the index looks at what are the holdings, what are millennials, right? We took a segment of our clients. We have roughly 8 million customers on our books, and we took a segment that basically cordons out just the millennials, right? The average age 31 years old, average account size is roughly $2,000 in the account, and we look at exactly what are their holdings, what are they trading in, what are they trading out. And not too surprising given all the volatility, the volume in the first quarter. There's lots of movement in the index this quarter over the previous quarters.
Have you seen a lot of account openings with people being home?
Yeah, it's two striking things. So one is, to give you some sense, in March we opened 655,000 accounts. And this month we'll end, somewhere closer to 520,000 accounts. And our average last year, to just give some sense of kind of growth, was around 250,000 accounts. So massive increase. And the question is, why? I mean, what's happening? And I think a couple things. One is the folks that we cater to are doing a really good job of connecting with that younger generation. And lowering the barriers to entry in terms of investing. And then secondly, and we'll get into the index itself, there's lots of opportunity, right? Tons of volatility, the last couple of months, and lots of buying and short selling opportunities for folks to make money.
All right, let's take a look at those holdings where millennials are finding their strength. Top 10 stocks again, Nasdaq 100 stocks.
Yeah, and I've said this to you before, Jill, when we talked. It didn't change a lot. Top 10 didn't change a lot. There were a couple names that moved up or down within Microsoft and Facebook and Disney and Berkshire Class B moved against each other. But the names in of themselves didn't change, and it goes to what I said to you the last time we talked, which was the sort of Peter Lynch concept, was invest in what you know. In this case, invest in what you use or believe in. And the names Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Facebook, Disney with streaming services, Netflix, these are products that the millennials are using. And so I was a little surprised that the names hadn't changed given all the volatility. But when you really take a step back, the size of some of these companies and the holdings, it stands to reason.
Interestingly, they were also buying travel stocks.
Yeah, and I think this is the hey, buy the dip. So let's take the airline stocks. Again, we took a survey of the top 100 names that are held by these millennials, and Delta was unranked, was on none of our indexes in the past, whatever, 2 years when we started this, went from unranked to number 21. United, also new addition, from unranked to 57. American Airlines went from 76 down to 46, and Southwest moved up 10 spots to 88. So here you have four airline stocks, and the reason they're on there is they're getting killed, right? So the airline industry as a whole is estimated to be down $250 billion. And there's tremendous buying opportunity because people are going the millennials are seeing that the stocks are way depressed and there's tremendous buying opportunity. And the same on the cruise ship the cruise industry. Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, all new additions to the index. And again, just incredibly depressed stocks, and millennials looking for buying opportunities for something that's what they see as depressed beyond what should be in those names.
Yeah, and we also saw it with their support for healthcare companies. What a move that was. I mean, we just had the news on Gilead earlier this week, and they were buying that back in March.
Yeah, well, that name was actually on the index from last quarter. It moved up pretty significantly from 91 to number 45 on the list, and yeah, it's a big jump, and they were way ahead of the curve in terms of seeing that as a stock that was was going to move. I think it's probably a little bit of luck there, but nonetheless, what they saw them doing last quarter interested them. They bought into the stock, and it's paid off for them this first quarter. The other name that was interesting that jumped onto the list was number 91, Teladoc. Teladoc is effectively virtual healthcare. And again, this is a very forward-looking view by the millennials, seeing, how is healthcare going to change in the future? Teladoc, in terms of, getting to your doctor virtually and getting sort of services virtually from your doctor. And Teladoc is kind of leading the way, and the millennials are buying into that stock.
All right, Bill. Great to catch up with you as always. Thanks so much for joining me on Trade Talks.
Jill, great to talk to you. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.